James, thank you so much for joining us. 25 years. Does that blow your mind?
Not as much as you'd expect. I kind of thought that Buffy would last while we were filming it. I was a Star Trek fan when I was younger, and I knew that if you created a world that was interesting and delightful, people would want to return to it even after they knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, you're right in that. I think it does create a world that people just want to be a part of, and it's got a new life again. You know, with all the streaming and the video on demand now, more people are discovering it or rediscovering it through the pandemic. Is that what makes the show so popular? Is that it did feel so contained?
I think that it basically has a great theme, which is don't give up. You know, life hurts sometimes. It's challenging, but keep going. Don't give up. And I think that resonates forever, really.
I got to ask you, as a nerd and somebody who loves pop culture as well, it's been really difficult to sort of align Joss Whedon's influence on this character and that show. He did a very difficult interview for Variety late last year, early this year. You've spoken about the creator Joss Whedon, and you tweeted about it recently. Can you tell us about, your experience and how it makes you feel about the show looking back?
I think that it breaks my heart to hear some of the things that I'm hearing. The truth is I didn't really shoot very much with Joss. By the time I became a series regular, he was off doing Angel, and by the time I got over to Angel, he was off doing another show called Serenity. And whenever he came to direct, I was barely in that episode. That used to really offend me, actually. But I always knew when Joss was going to direct it, I'd have a lot of time off. So I don't have a lot of direct experience to comment on. I found him to be loving and scary and intense, kind of like a Gandalf character, But the stuff that I'm hearing now makes me think that there was stuff going on that was very painful.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you talk about the scariness and you talk about those things, that's things that people like Charisma, when she spoke up about it, that's what she felt too, and the bullying that she was experiencing too. I guess some of us now, when we're looking back on these things, we're looking back on people who are part of our lives like that. Do you go, oh, okay, I recognise that that's what that was for those other people, the glimpse that I saw?
No, I mean, I didn't experience any bullying. I didn't see him do any bullying. Sure. When I say scary, I just remember going up to him and saying, what's it like to wind up the universe and watch it play out every week? He said, oh, it's great. I just have to keep winding, and there was like an intense expression on his face. I generally feel like none of the people working on the show were perfect. I think that we all, I know the Buffy cast, warts and all. I love them dearly. And they know me. They know my best side and they know my worst side. We're like family that way. And we, despite being imperfect, we made a show that I think mattered. Yeah. And I'm very proud of that. I think it can continue to help people, even though the people who made it weren't perfect.
I think
and I have to allow everyone out. Everyone had their own experience filming the show. Mine was my own, I guess.
Yeah, sure. And you can't deny that there is still a lot of love for Buffy, for the product that was created. There's a lot of talk about a potential reboot. Do you see that happening?
There was talk about it before the pandemic. There was a woman, and I forget her name, unfortunately, that grew up watching Buffy. That said that Buffy was her Star Wars, and she went on to become quite a successful television producer and writer. And she wanted to do a reboot and have a new Slayer for a new generation. And I thought that was a fabulous idea. When news came out that they were thinking of rebooting it, there was a kind of a negative reaction from fans saying, "You did it right the first time. We don't want another Buffy." And that's not what they were going to do. They weren't going to try to give the world another Buffy.
Can Spike come back if there's a reboot?
Yeah, but who's going to play him, man?
You get. Look, we got a new
Spike's a
Obi-Wan again.
vampire,
Obi-Wan's
I'm
back.
not,
Spike can come back if Obi-Wan's back.
Buffy, how you doing?
I don't know.
It is not outside the realms
I
of
think you
possibility,
should.
we're here to say. Hey, James, thank you so much for
Thank you,
joining
James.
us. It's such a thrill to chat to
Yeah,
you.
my pleasure, man. You guys are great.
Stay safe, take care.